I was looking for some interesting cases too this time. And so there's Giron-Molina v. Garland out of the Second Circuit on June 20th. And to be honest, it's not so interesting legally, but it is about whether or not the Arkansas crime of abuse of a corpse is a crime involving moral turpitude. And the Second Circuit said it's not. Now, again, on this thread of me not actually saying what the decision's about, my initial reaction, my mom was actually visiting me at the AILA National Conference when this decision came out, and she's a listener of my podcast, and so I just started laughing and told my mom what it was about. Like, Mom, you're going to hear this on Monday. But then I started thinking about it, like, is abusing a corpse, no matter what you do to the corpse, worse than literally any crime that involves physical harm to a living being? Yeah. I would argue it's not. I mean, the corpse is dead. Unpopular opinion, I suppose. That has nothing to do with what the Second Circuit was holding. This is a horrible case too. It looks like, and this was like Google research. The Second Circuit didn't get into it at all, but I think that it's like the non-citizen. This was the non-citizen's 1-year-old child. It looks like her abusive boyfriend or something, like, shook her baby, and then she freaked out and like put her baby in a closet. It's really like no one's arguing that Miss Giron-Molina had anything to do with it. Like, it seems like she was traumatized twice, right? This happened to her with her baby, and then she's scared about the repercussions, probably immigration related, and then she has to deal with getting removed. I mean, the whole thing's terrible. I don't know. That's just an inference from how the decision was. But in essence, you can, under the Arkansas statute, you can abuse a corpse. You can mutilate a corpse, or you can remove or disinter a corpse. And that's the one that I think was Arkansas said, look, the Second Circuit said, look, in Arkansas, you can like remove a loved one's body from a grave and not fill out the paperwork and put them somewhere else. And that would be a crime, but it's not morally turpitudinous, I guess. Or if floodwaters were coming to Louisiana, explained the Second Circuit, you could try to remove your loved one's body so like the floodwaters didn't, make the crypt float, as sometimes happens in like New Orleans. I don't know if everyone was ever prosecuted for doing those things, which is even more of the point. That's the realistic probability test, as I wrote in your magazine. If the crime can be convicted in that way, like, you don't need a prosecution if the statutory text is overbroad. So, interesting case from the second.